Hi my loves, and welcome to this flow into yin class. We're really going to be focusing on a lot of heart opening through this class. It's going to be a really lovely one to do maybe a little bit later in the day, maybe before you go to sleep or when you start to wind down. If you haven't practiced yin before, I'll explain a little bit now. Yin basically involves us holding asana for a slightly more extended period of time than we usually would. So you can expect nearer the end of this class to have some slightly longer holds, but we will talk you through it as we go. If you do need any bolsters or props, blocks, cushions, feel free to grab them now, and we're going to get started in a kneeling position at the back of the mat. So when you're ready, just coming into kneeling, we're going to start by just grounding a little, so you might want to take the hands just onto the thighs, closing down through the eyes. And you might choose here as well to just drop the chin down through chest. So just lengthening through the spine, releasing the head down. And just with the eyes closed, just starting to notice all of the parts of the body. So maybe in particular the parts that are grounded down towards the earth. So things that are in contact with the mat. Just noticing the hands on the thighs. And just being aware. So you might ask yourself here, how does the body feel this morning? This morning, she says, I'm filming this in the morning. How does my body feel right now in this moment? And just be really honest with yourself with the answer to that question. So being aware, are there any niggles anywhere? Is there any tension anywhere? So just honoring how the body's feeling throughout this practice. So being aware now at the start, and then using that awareness throughout the class. So just taking a few deep breaths as we start, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, just letting everything go, sighing out, taking one more, breathing in. Sighing everything out. And then with the eyes still closed, just starting by inhaling, rolling the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, drawing them back, so just noticing shoulder blades moving down the back. And then starting to wiggle through toes, through fingertips. Maybe you take some circles with the wrists. And then ever so gently starting to flutter open the eyes. And as we inhale here, we're just going to start to draw the arms up towards the sky. Taking palms together. As we exhale, hands come down through heart center, so Anjali Mudra. Drawing hands just in front of the chest. Inhale, opening out into a cactus, so you might take a small bend through the back, take the drishti gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, bringing those palms back together, thumbs come towards the third eye, dropping chin down through chest, neutral spine. Inhale, lifting the head, drawing the hands down into Padma Mudra. So thumbs together, baby fingers together, other fingers spread, take that gaze, drishti forwards. Exhale, just releasing those hands back onto the thighs. So we're just going to take that gentle flow 2 more times. You might wish to close the eyes here. Inhale, drawing the arms up. Exhale, hands down through heart center, Anjali Mudra, pushing the palms together. Inhale, opening out cactus through the chest, taking a bend through the back, gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, thumbs coming towards the third eye, in between the eyebrows, drop the chin down through chest. Inhale, Padma Mudra, taking that gaze forwards again. Exhale, release. So just one more time. Inhale, drawing up. Really stretching through the fingertips. Intentional movement. Exhale, palms push together, hands down towards heart center. Inhale, we're opening out through that chest. Exhale, dropping chin down through chest, thumbs towards the third eye. Drawing hands down, Padma Mudra. Exhale, just release. And then from here again, maybe taking a big roll of the shoulders again. So inhale, drawing up. Exhale, just rolling back down. Next time as we inhale, we're going to draw the arms up towards the sky, come up into a high kneeling position. Exhale, sweeping the hands behind us so palms go towards the sky, forehead comes down to the mat, child's pose for just a second. As we inhale, we start to reach those fingertips forwards, rolling the body almost like a wave. Exhale, just landing down. Inhale, we lift up through the chest, through the head, coming into baby cobra. Maybe those hands come off. Exhale, pushing down through fingertips, tucking under toes, rolling back, downward facing dog. So first one of the practice, maybe first one of the day. So just taking a big pedal out through the feet. So you want to push down through one, push down through the other, taking a bend in each leg. Feet should be around hip distance apart, hands shoulder distance apart, taking that gaze in between the feet. Just pedaling out. And then taking a nice stretch. So as we inhale, just drawing right leg up towards the sky. And then taking a nice bend through the knee and seeing if we can rotate the knee out to the side. So just opening through the hip, seeing if we can keep the shoulders where they are. Taking a big breath in here. Exhale, just drawing that right foot down. And then taking the left side. So inhale, sweep that left leg up. Bending through the knee, opening through that hip, keeping shoulders where they are. Exhale, just drawing down again. So from this down dog, just stepping the right foot back a small amount and taking a bend through that left knee, dropping left knee down, untucking left toes. And you just want to push down through the hands and push down through that back foot. So we're getting a nice stretch out through the right leg. And then from here, taking this right foot, pivoting so you come onto the heel. Inhale, just peeling that right arm up towards the sky. So we're coming into a side plank. You might want to step this left foot out slightly to kind of pivot on the knee to give yourself that little bit more stability. It's a nice long line of energy, reaching up through that right hand and then drawing that right arm forwards towards the front of the mats. And then from here, just breathing in, inhaling, and as we exhale, just taking that arm back, taking the gaze back as well. So just taking two more of these. Inhale, peeling up and over. Exhale, drawing back down. Just taking one more. Inhale. Exhale, drawing back. Taking one more. Inhale, peel that arm over. And this time as we exhale, just taking a cactus through the arm again. So we're kind of shining that chest, shining the heart up towards the sky, taking gaze up towards the ceiling. Taking a big inhale here. Exhale, just taking that right arm back down. Coming onto the right back toes, left back toes come back, coming back to that downward facing dog. And just taking the same with the other side. So stepping that left foot back slightly. Right knee comes down, we untuck the right toes and just pushing through the hands, getting a stretch out through the left leg this time. And then left foot just pivots, we come onto the heel, taking the right arm up towards the sky. Nice long line of energy extending through those fingertips. Again, you might pivot that right foot out slightly, pivot on the knee to give yourself that little bit more support. Inhale, drawing that left arm towards the front of the mats. Exhale, just drawing it back. And the gaze here can follow the hand. So two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale forwards. And on the exhale, just pivoting open, shining that chest up towards the sky. Taking a big breath in. Exhale, that left arm comes back down. Tucking under back toes. Coming back into that downward facing dog. And just pedaling out through the feet again. And then when you're ready, dropping both knees down. Untucking toes, coming into this tabletop. So just taking the gaze forwards and just working through some cat-cow here. So as we inhale, dropping the belly, lifting up through the chest. Exhale, rounding through the back, allowing the head to drop down. So just moving through. And you can stay with this motion, with this cat-cow. Or if you feel like it, you could allow this movement to become that little bit more intuitive. So maybe you close down the eyes, just take the focus away from how it looks. And again, just come back to how the body's feeling. So it might be that you drop back, drop the hips back, allow yourself to move in circles, making sure you go both ways. It might be that you take the fingertips to the outside of the mat, so you pad out through the hands, or take those fingertips towards you, allow the weight to drop back, get a stretch through the forearms. It might be that you play with tucking the toes under, pushing back into the feet. So really allowing this small part of the practice to just be really intuitive. So asking yourself what the body needs and just responding through that movement. From here, we're going to start to move towards the yin parts of practice. So you might just want to take those knees back. We're going to lower ourselves down towards the belly. And we're going to take cobra or sphinx as our first yin posture. So taking the elbows underneath the shoulders, pushing down through the hands. Hands about shoulder distance apart. We're just going to take that gaze forwards. So this is our sphinx. So I'm going to be here for around 3 minutes. So it might be that you want to take the feet a little bit wider than hip distance to give you a little bit more space. It might be that you take a bolster or a cushion in front of you here, so something to kind of lean on. Option as well to close down through the eyes. And we really want to try here to just release through the body. So just notice if there's anywhere that feels like we're switched on. Through our yin practice, we kind of want to release through the muscles. So if you notice that you're clenching, maybe through the glutes, maybe through the legs, just seeing if we can move through the body and notice anywhere where we're feeling that tension and just see if we can let go. It might be that you're holding it through the hands, really pushing down. So maybe you just pick the hands up off the mat and allow them to release, take a wiggle through the fingertips. And then we just come to start to find this stillness. And often through our yin postures, it can be normal for the mind to become busy. So we haven't got that work to do. We're not thinking about what the next movement is. So I invite you here, if the mind does feel busy, to just come back to sensations in the body, so noticing how the body's feeling. Or to just take that attention towards the breath. So notice each inhale, each exhale. And if at any point it feels like it's too much, being aware that we can come out, we can take a break. So we've got around a minute left here. So option now if you wish, if you feel the need to deepen, option to take those hands a little bit wider than the shoulders and start to straighten through the arms. So coming up into cobra. If this feels like it's too much, just bringing it straight back to sphinx. Equally, if the sphinx feels like it's too much already, just immediately coming into that rebound, just taking a pause, taking a break. And the arms don't have to be completely straight here. You still take a little bend. Just deepening. So we always want to be asking through our yin practice, where's the perfect spot for me? Do I need to pull back? Can I deepen? Again, always just asking questions. Everybody here taking a big inhale. Exhale ever so gently, just finding that release, calming down towards the mat. I'm going to come into a rebound, so you might just want to take the hands in front of you, release the head down onto the hands, and really just allow the body to soften towards the earth. If lying on the belly doesn't feel comfortable, you can lie on the side, you can lie on the back. Our rebound is our time to just reset after that yin posture, so it can be anywhere that feels comfortable to you. There's no right or wrong option. Just pausing here. You might be aware of sensations in the lower back, in the spine. So also there's always the option to take a wiggle, to take a little bit of movement through that rebound to just reset. When ready, just starting to move towards our next yin posture, so pushing up through the hands. Drawing the hips back, and we're going to come into a child's pose. So it's your choice here whether you choose to come into a wide leg or a narrow leg. So either taking knees together, dropping back, and you might choose to take the hands either side of the body, palms up towards the sky. Or if it feels nice, you might come into a wide leg, taking the knees nice and wide, taking the hands in front and releasing down. So generally in our child's pose, we tend to take the arms forwards, so stretching out through the arms as well. I would recommend in yin to just draw the hands a little bit closer to the face, allow elbows to come out towards the side of the body. So you're just giving the upper body that little bit more space. Just dropping back into the hips. You can also always sit on a bolster through your child's pose, or get a cushion or pillow for your head. And again, just quieting down through the mind, closing down through the eyes. Really just allowing the body to release. When we feel ready to start to move from this child's pose, gently lifting up the head, using hands to help you. If the knees were wide legs, you've got them wider, just drawing them back to hip distance as we start to rise up towards kneeling. And just taking a second to reset in this kneeling position. Again, maybe taking a wiggle out through the shoulders. Just pausing for a second. And we'll just take a gentle twist here. So just taking left hand around to the right knee, taking right hand behind us. Inhale, just lifting up through the chest. Exhale, just taking that gaze behind. Just a gentle twist. Reset through the spine. Inhaling here. Exhale, drawing over to the other side. So right hand comes to left knee, left fingertips behind us. Inhale, find that length. Exhale, take the twist, gaze behind. Taking a breath. And just coming back towards center. Taking hands down, we're going to come into a heart opening for our shavasana. So it might be that you grab hold of a bolster or a cushion. Either works really well. If you have a block, you can use a block and a bolster as well if you wish to. My things. So if you've got a block, you might wish to take the block and then take the bolster on top. You might wish to simply just lie on the bolster, or maybe it's just a cushion. So really just deciding where works for you. And it's something that the more you practice, the more you'll kind of understand what props can be used in the best ways. Taking soles of the feet together, so we're opening out through the hips, and just allowing the back kind of drape over the bolster, finding support for the head, and then releasing hands. You might choose to take them on the belly. And just pausing here with the breaths, closing down through the eyes again. So our shavasana is our period to reset, to restore, to take a moment to truly pause. So I would ask you here to maybe come back to that thought from the start of practice. How does my body feel? Are there any changes since the beginning of practice? Maybe not. Maybe the body stayed exactly the same. If that's the case, knowing that that's completely normal. That's what's happened today. We just accept the body in all of its forms. We accept the breath. So as we pause here, hands on the belly, you might just notice the rise and fall as we breathe. Diaphragm moving, inhaling and exhaling. Next inhale that we take, noticing that breath as it moves through the body. So it eventually starts to reach the outermost edges, the fingertips, the toes, moving through us almost like a wave, filling the body up on that inhale. As the breath starts to fill the body, just finding some gentle movement through toes, fingertips. And I would encourage you to use the hands to just draw the knees back together. And then just maybe stretch the legs out long. You might point through the toes, flex through the feet, just starting to wake up. And keep the eyes closed as you use the hands to just slowly come back up towards seated, finding a comfortable position. And we started off this practice by grounding, so now just taking the hands onto the knees, palms facing up, this sign of surrender. Taking that gaze forwards. And we close our practice by just taking a moment to thank ourselves for finding the time to come to the mat. And we also thank the amazing lineage of teachers that have come before us. So one more inhale. Exhale, release out through the mouth. Gently fluttering open eyelids, just coming back to the space, back to the room. Thank you guys so much for practicing with me today. I'm ever so grateful to have you on the channel if you're practicing. Please let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this one, or if you've got any suggestions for other classes, anything that you might want to work on, just let me know, drop me a message, and I hope to see you on the channel again soon.